Hey girlies, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jennifer and this is a ready to wear affair where I discuss all things fashion, mostly luxury and designer fashion because that's where my true passion lies. But of course, as a lover of fashion, I love all price levels of fashion, all price ranges. I love various brands from high and low and everything in between. So I love fast fashion, high street fashion, contemporary fashion, you name it. So if that sounds like your vibe, please go ahead and subscribe because I promise this is going to be a very good video. So this video is going to be covering the collaboration with H&M and Wardrobe.NYC. They announced that the date of the collection, the launch date, is going to be August 6th. That's Thursday. And, you know, for those who are interested in shopping the collection, definitely make sure to go ahead and peruse the website now. If you have the H&M app, go ahead and download it. They have a specific section that's dedicated to the collaboration. It gives you the details of where it's being sold, the time it's going to drop. So it looks like it's going to drop online at 10 a.m. And then for the actual stores that are carrying the collection, which this time it's 5. I think recently H&M for their most recent collaborations have been really reducing the number of stores that carry these limited edition collaboration collections, which is a little frustrating for those who like the convenience of getting things instantly. And they're becoming more strict with the rules for this collection, much like the last one. And the last one I reviewed was the Glen Martin's one, I think. Yeah, so it doesn't say anything about the return period for online, but it does say for in-store purchases, and that's 3 days, which is like no days, it's just like no time. Which is very inconvenient, and again they're making it so that you have to return it from the store that you've originally purchased it. When I shopped the Mugler collaboration that dropped, I think it was in 2023. Yeah, it was in 2023. They allowed you to return to any store that carried a collection. So for instance, there's only 5 stores nationwide here in the US that are carrying this Wardrobe.NYC and H&M collaboration. 3 of them in New York. There's the Soho one, and then the 2 Midtown ones. So that's the Times Square one, and then the Fifth Avenue one. And then there's one in Miami, and I think that there's a LA one, and that's it. And so before with the Mugler one, you could return it. I could technically return it in the Soho store if I bought it elsewhere, like if I bought it in one of the Midtown stores, and vice versa. And I think you probably could return it if you were out of state at another store that carried the collection. But as of late, like the last few collections, after the Mugler one, we just have seen a much stricter rules that only allow you to return to the store of purchase, of original purchase, which is again very inconveniencing and very frustrating. 3 days is insane. Maybe it might be worth skipping this collection if you aren't too obsessed with the pieces. And on that note, I personally am just not either. As you all know, if you follow me or if you've been following me for the past 2-3 years I've been at this, I'm a maximalist. And so I love the Mugler collection. I love the Glen Martin's one because they're cool, edgy, with a twist, streetwear brand. Like, not everyday pieces that are statement pieces. That's more my vibe. And so I tend to gravitate towards those collaborations and collections. This one is very minimal. This is a minimalist dream. This entire collection is a minimalist dream. And one thing I did notice too, one, they're a lot more low-key about this collaboration. I feel like even the Glen Martin's one had more promo, even Manque de Bouchum as well. I feel like those had way more promotional activity going on. There was a lot more of a campaign. You just heard more buzz about it. They had a bigger party, like a launch party that you usually have with all the celebrities that come. This seemed smaller, the one they had for Wardrobe.NYC. And I think it took place a few months ago, a month or 2 ago. And yeah, it's just, you could tell it's very low key and they're intentionally making it that way. They're not advertising this collection heavily. And the fact that I've been meaning to make this video for weeks, girlies. Like, this was my plan for a video. That's why I've been so behind, because I wanted to do this video. I was waiting for them to drop the lookbook with all the prices and all the items that are part of this collection so I can do this review. And they literally just dropped it like, I think last week, during the week, the middle of the week. And I'm like, dude, like that's like a week away. Anyway, again, like I said, it's intentional. These are all intentional moves. So I think that they're trying to keep this very low key. I will say, even the fact that it's just 29 items in total is also another sign, right? I remember Gwen Martin's being close to, I think it was 99 or maybe even more, over 100 pieces. Same with the prior ones. I think Magda was closer to 100. All those, like all the recent ones I can think of in my recent memory have all been pushing 100, if not more. And 29, what is 29? So let's get into the actual video. I wanted to kind of get out the way, like just the general sense and like vibe pre-collection or pre-launch date. And yeah, it's just not giving hype. It's not giving excitement. And the pieces to me are not as well. They're not either. So I think overall, there's like maybe one piece I would consider getting, but I'm just gonna pass on this collection. That's my overall kind of sentiment. I'm not gonna bother shopping online or in stores, definitely not in stores. And I don't anticipate there being a crazy crowd or a need for anyone to come overnight for this collection. So if you're someone who loves Wardrobe NYC and you're like obsessed with their aesthetic and this collection seems like your vibe and you're really looking to get many pieces, I would recommend online. One, the weather in New York is pretty terrible this week. Let me see. What are we looking at? We're looking at rain all throughout the week pretty much, except Tuesday. Yeah, it's gonna rain on Thursday. 60% is pretty certain at that point. I think once it's like past 30, I feel like it's pretty certain for rain. So do yourself a favor and stay home. Stay home, stay dry, enjoy the comfort of your home, and shop online when the collection drops at 10 a.m. Eastern time. If you do want to go in person, if it's not that inconveniencing for you to go in person, just show up when the store opens. I think the New York store is pretty much all open at 9. Don't come early. I mean, I think there might be a little line, but just show up at 9. I think you'll be fine. I think you'll be able to just walk right in and not really wait. And if you do wait, it won't be for long. Now, for me, there was just one piece I would consider getting out. Like, you know, I'll be at work at 10. If I don't have any meetings, you know, I'll look at my phone at 9:55. And the one piece I might consider getting are these boots. They're like the Miu Miu type boot, sandal boot vibe, and I think they went kind of viral a year or so ago, and I like that these are leather. They're made in leather. I like that they're patent, so they're shiny, and they're kind of cool. They're like really cool, I think, aesthetic for the fall. So they're called the cutout leather sock boots, and they go from sizes 4 to 11, which is great. I'm 11, so they have my size, and they're $270 essentially, and so. Would I pay $270 for these? I don't know. It's kind of giving no. Just because they're not really my style, but you know, I like to try, you know, it's giving Y Project vibes a little bit. You know, I like to try things out. I don't really have, I don't know. I do describe myself as someone having a style, and that's definitely maximalist, but it doesn't mean I don't wear minimalist things. And to me, I think this is actually more my style out of everything in this collection, which is why I'm so drawn to it. It's not, you know, outside of this collection, if I saw it, like, you know, it was obviously, like I said, Miu Miu had it and it was kind of viral. I wasn't interested in it. So, you know what I mean? Like, it's more like if I get this, it's like, oh, because I want a piece of the collection. I'm just not thirsting for it that much. So, and at $270, I mean, I don't think that's necessarily that cheap, honestly. So if I get it, I get it. If I don't, I don't. I probably won't, because I think that this honestly is the hottest item in this collection. And I think that's what most people will be trying to get first. So I already surrender. Let the girlies have it. Let the girlies that really are obsessed with it have it, because I'm mildly interested. That's not enough for me to, you know, fight on the online internet with the bots and those who, like, you know, I had it in my cart first, you know. Anyway, so that's like the one piece I would get. Other things in this collection are pretty cute otherwise, but they're just basics, right? There's no reason for me to like have to, you know, go in person or, you know, preload my cart. Like, they're just basics to me. You can get this anywhere for a similar price point, in my opinion. I feel like you can get half this stuff at Uniqlo, right? There's a straight leg jean for $90, not really memorable. They have a suit, but you know, they're sold as separates. The suit's not really doing anything. It's a pretty standard, you know, regular size shaped design suit. The pants are wool, and I think the blazer is as well. So at least the quality. I think one thing you can take away from this collection is that they're elevated basics, and elevated meaning there's some slight cool details to them, like shoulder padding. I've seen like the theme of shoulder padding. Hourglass, hourglass is also, again, these are very much Wardrobe.NYC's aesthetic. Like many of Wardrobe.NYC, like the main line, has a lot of these elements in their pieces. Like they're actual like ready to wear pieces. Heavy shoulder padding, t-shirts and shirts, right? I think button down shirts with heavy shoulder pads, utility shirts with heavy shoulder pads, bodysuits with shoulder pads. Think hourglass, that's a big thing. Wardrobe.NYC has made a number of very popular hourglass blazers. Personally, as a Mugler girly, hourglass from Wardrobe.NYC it pales in comparison to hourglass from Mugler. Hourglass from Mugler is like you can't breathe. That's how much it snatches you. The waist is non-existent. The waist disappears. Wardrobe.NYC gives you a little dip, a little dent, a little doop, doop, you know, just a little slight little curve. You barely notice it. You can almost miss it. In fact, if it wasn't called hourglass in the description for many of their blazers, I may not have noticed. Just saying. Yeah. And they also have a lot of hourglass / contour. Sometimes they call it contour, where I guess it's like not super hourglass, but sliced, like the dip is less of a dip. Because like I said, their hourglass is not hourglassing the way Mugler, and I've seen other Balmain when they do hourglass, or like the cinched waist. Alaya, I personally don't love how hourglass is for Wardrobe.NYC. I don't love how they do their hourglass silhouettes. But anyway, say that to say, if you're someone who enjoys that aesthetic from Wardrobe.NYC, like it is somewhat reflected in many of these pieces. That's what you're really spending your money on for this collection, and that's what's giving folks access to that level of quality material at the H&M collaboration price point. I do like this bomber I'm seeing. This is a really cool bomber. It's a cropped wool bomber jacket. It's $200. A little pricey kind of for what it is, but I really like that. One, it's wool, and two, it has some really great shoulder padding. So the structure is really cool. It's a very boxy silhouette, but it's very Wardrobe.NYC. I love it. And if you're someone who likes a cool fall jacket, fall season is coming upon us sooner rather than we think. Summer's pretty much wrapping up. I can't believe we're in August. So this is great. This bomber would be great for the upcoming fall season. And what else? There's a wool skirt, which is great for work. There's a lot of pieces. I feel like if you're looking for fall staples, especially that are good for like work and church and like more conservative settings, definitely consider looking at this collection, because you'll get a nice maxi wool skirt, very work appropriate, very, you know, safe for work, and button down shirts with shoulder padding. So it's like fun, a little edgy, a little different from your standard button down, to make you look a little more edgy and elevated at work. The takeaway from this collection, and just looking at the last, you know, few pieces I skimmed over, is quality fabric. You're getting top quality fabric. You know, there's obviously levels to the actual type of wool, right? Like there's levels to wool quality, but the fact that we're starting at wool period is great, right? Wool is still better than synthetic, especially when it comes to fall dressing. You know, we're looking for warmer, thicker, more insulating fabrics, and so this is a great collection to shop if you're looking to refresh your wardrobe for basics that have a little bit of a twist, but also are made of good quality. So far, I said the cutout sandal boot thing situation is my top pick if I were to shop this collection. 2 is that bomber jacket I just talked about. 3 is this denim hourglass jacket. Oh my gosh, I love it. To me, this is doing hourglass better than some of the other things they labeled in this collection that are hourglass. It is $170, which is not bad. And it's obviously cotton. Most denim is made from cotton. And I think that it does a really good job of a subtle but impactful hourglass silhouette. It's so cute. It's so like streamlined. I feel like denim blazers and jackets tend to be like loose and like, you know, cut in a very relaxed, casual way because it is denim. But the way that they made the hourglass cut for this particular jacket gives it an elevated look, so it's less relaxed, and I just love that. So to me, this is another standout piece, the third standout piece in this collection, and I really love the price point at $170. I know saying just is relative, but like compared to the other things I was covering, the other prices for things, I think for the cut, the shape, the impact that this entire silhouette makes, I think it's worth the $170. So I personally think this is more on the appropriately priced side. In terms of size, I want to cover size briefly. It goes from extra small to extra, extra large. They could have done a little better. They could have been a little more size inclusive, especially for anything beyond XXL. And it looks like it's more of a fitted blazer. I'm sorry, it's more of a fitted jacket, which I think when it's cut that way, you definitely might have people who size up, and someone who's in the XXL, like where are they gonna size up to, right? If it's running more on the small size. So something to keep in mind, H&M, for future collections, even though we say this every time, but we move. But yeah, so that's it for all the items from the collection that I would consider, or just, you know, my quick little review overall of the vibe of the collection. For me, like I said, it's a no, it's a pass. I'm just gonna skip this one. And no shade to Wardrobe.NYC. I think they're a great brand. I actually have if you guys remember, I wore in like my winter vlog, it was like a winter haul video, I wore a Wardrobe.NYC blazer dress. And I think they actually, maybe that one's not called Hourglass, I think it might be called Contour. And now you kind of can see the contour, but again, Wardrobe.NYC's Hourglass is not that impactful. Like, it's not snatched in a way other brands would do it. And but I would say that their Hourglass blazer, the one that went viral that Beyonce wore at a political event a year, I think last year or 2 years ago, maybe, I think it may have been something on Kamala Harris's campaign when she was running for president. But anyway, Beyonce wore it and it kind of went viral. It was a black Hourglass blazer. Like that blazer, it was double-breasted. That blazer, it cinches definitely a lot more than most of the other blazers, even in, not just in this H&M collection, but in the mainline brand, NYC, is their ready-to-wear pieces. So just keep that in mind. So yeah, that's that on the collection. Let me know your thoughts on the collection as well. I'm curious to know. I feel like a lot of you girlies follow me for my maximalist vibe, so I wouldn't be surprised if a good chunk of you are also going to sit this one out. But of course, no judgment. Like, if you want to shop it, of course, we all have different style and different tastes, and so I am curious to know who's interested in shopping this collection. Sound off below, regardless of your thoughts. So thanks again. Love you, girlies. Please stay safe, please stay blessed, please stay respectful. And I will see you girlies very soon in the next video. Bye.